Do you hear it? He's talking to you again. As always, he's telling you of eternity. But why you should listen to him?
The action of the series takes place in the imaginary fantasy world. The main environment of its inhabitants is cliffs, sticking out islands which overtop dense sea of clouds. Here is a lot of sun, wind and vertical lines. Plants, people and animals. Everyone in this world is adapted to extreme life above vertical slopes on small plateaus, which end tops of the cliffs. To move from one cliff to another, the animals, for example Bubble Pig, learned to work out in their bodies light gas and to use it as jet haulage. Men invented a great number of flying vehicles, fight blobs, which resemble dirigible balloons that work on the basis of this volatile gas. The inhabitants of the islands are man-like creatures, but with a special skull form, which resemble birds a little. Their foreheads and noses grew together in one freakish bone plate. But in spite of that, their faces may be pleasant, even good-looking. Most of them lead agrarian way of life, using plateau for breeding animals and plants, hunting and foraging. Sort of communities or villages form in the cliff clusters. They call themselves plain men and try to live in harmony with nature. Relatively young and aggressive civilization of Kombuchadores, people who worship funguses, confronts plain men. Kombuchadores live in dense cities, overgrown fortified metropolises that stick to narrow cliffs as honeycombs. The Kombuchadores are better technically developed, but all their accomplishments are destined to serve conquests. The cult calls to war. The inhabitants of metropolises worship strange fungus like deity Great Uchmeru-Fungus, which is hidden in Delubrum in the capital. The vicegerents of Great Uchmeru-Fungus rule the Kombuchadores from here. All the country comes under command of 4 honey brothers who transmit the will and prophecies of the deity to the nation. It is considered that Great Uchmeru-Fungus hears the future and reveals it to his priests. The people in this world are not the only rational creatures. Deeply in the darkness under the clouds, far away adown, near the cliff's foots, in the immense ocean that is overgrown by seaweed, giant funguses live, and the brethren of the deity Great Uchmeru-Fungus. But the people have no idea of their existence. The Kombuchadores have a constant lack of living space as main resource for development because of rapid cities growth. That is why they started occupying territories that are inhabited by plain men, using their technical advantage. Despite of their desperate resistance, the peaceful farmers are taken to the cities where they are turned into servers or laborers, and it is uncommon if someone manages to return home. The fates of main characters, a corsair boy and plaingirl enslaved by hostile Kombuchadores, are interlaced complicatedly in the history of destructive war and beginning of peace. The combat ship of Kombuchadores attacked plainman community and gathered abundant harvest. A girl named Soaf is among the captives. It is the beginning of her dangerous adventures. Soon the flying corsairs will attack the ship to take away the loot, and Soaf will meet by chance a ship boy corsair Berro. A ship boy will unexpectedly for him like his spear and will try to free her, but his attempt will be unsuccessful. The attack of corsairs will be fought off, and Berro will fall overboard and disappear in the darkness. Then the fates of both teenagers will be braided complicatedly into the story of enmity and attacks end and peace beginning between two civilizations. Ahead, they will encounter mystical incidents and sinister secrets of Kombuchadores' order, otherworld revelation and meeting Kombuchadore giants, fights and treason, fight for freedom and understanding the value of all flesh, friendship and first love. Now the project is in the stage of pre-production. The script layouts are ready before writing dialogues. The concept design of the series is completely ready. The sketches of nature, inhabitants, armament, flying vehicles and building. The 3D models of main characters' heads are in the stage of rework. The directional photo script and main 3D models of Kombuchadores' battleships, fight blobs are completely ready. We have bethought our project for a teenage auditorium primarily. That is why the problems which arise in front of main characters, even though take place in an imaginary world, these problems are actually understood by most kids entering teenage period. These are issues of self-identity, who am I and what am I capable of, the issues of outside world structure. It turns out to be much more complicated than it seems to be at first glance. Finding hidden before interconnections. These are the issues of responsibility. Finding themselves in the center of events, the heroes have to make personal decisions and to bear responsibility for themselves and for others. Intentionally, we do not avoid adult themes. War, violence, ecology, attraction of power, but we leave main attention on teenage issues. Complicated, worked out visual part, adventures, danger and the protest of new against ordinary, conventional, friendship that passes into romantic relationship, first love. That is why we think that the teenagers will easily identify themselves with the main characters of the series and it will attract vast audience.
Mediterranean.